everybody, on this marvelous, magical Monday. I'm so excited to be here in studio with my buddy, the queen of media now, Meredith Mason.
Queen? When did I become queen?
Well, now you're doing the news. You got it's like a full circle moment for you. So
yeah,
that's,
I thought the pay would be better, Davey.
Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm still climbing that ladder.
I'm just gonna be honest and
the
say
dream is coming.
it's an early morning for this.
Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot for sure. But so grateful
All right.
that our Sunnies are here watching us today, doing some great things out there.
Yeah, from all over the place. Let's see what we've got going on here this morning.
Yeah, we want to hear from you guys. So let us know in the comments where your sunny sunshine is coming through. We love seeing that on After Hours when we're going through the shows and seeing what people are commenting. We want to see where you're coming from, and yeah, we'll give you a shout someday on the show.
That's right. So it is Monday. My coffee is strong. My patience is exceptionally weak, and my to-do list has already filed a restraining order.
Yeah.
But we should get into it. And while you're telling us where you are watching from, and let us know, you know what? Also, let us know the temperature. Because it's gotten hot here.
Yeah, it's definitely, the furnace is on for summer. It's no joke.
So I'm interested because yesterday somebody was commenting that in New York it was still 42.
Wow, I love that. It's crisp weather.
Well, one of our viewers in Vermont, she said last week that it was like 50 and like breezy, and she was having coffee and watching us outside.
Oh, nice.
So we're all going to Vermont. Let's listen to
That's,
that.
You know, that is a good trip. You can apple pick. You can watch the not now because it's June, but you know what I'm saying. All right, we are powered by the Lab St. Augustine, where innovation meets imagination. It's a full-service digital studio, turning ideas into impact right here in the heart of downtown. We've got lights. We've got sound. We've got magic. We've got Davey, who's a unicorn, and we have your next big thing right here, all under one roof.
It's the Lab, where your unicorn story starts.
That's right. Go ahead and text the word Sunny to 904-227-4422 so you can stay connected to all things on the Sunny Network.
So awesome. Yeah, we're doing some great things out there in social media land. So yeah, make sure you check out that Instagram, which we love, which is Sunny TV Network. Facebook, all one word, Sunny ST Johns, and the TikTok is sunny.st.johns. We did a really funny TikTok last week that did very well, actually.
Did it?
Yeah.
I tried to share it to my story, and I didn't have permission.
That's weird.
And so I what's it called on the TikTok?
Remixed it?
Repost?
Repost.
I reposted it, but I was like, I don't understand how if I'm in it.
That you can't.
Oh, you know why? Because I probably am not an admin on TikTok.
Oh, you should be. We'll have to fix that. Okay.
Yeah. So I couldn't do the share the right way.
It's a weird thing that we're all going through it because we can't. Addie's going to look into that. Maybe going to a TikTok business account. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute.
It's
I'm
a weird
in the
thing.
TikTok.
Yeah.
And I got to play Judge Judy.
Oh.
So.
No, that was the best role of your life.
I mean, it makes sense is all I'm saying. All right, guys. So grab a coffee, spill the tea. Sunnies, here's what's going down in our neck of the woods.
How was your weekend?
Oh, it was good. It was good. Got to play some golf.
I heard about an exquisite plate of food that was made for the
my
family.
My daughter
A
is
TikTok
so funny.
recipe. It looked good.
She's so funny. So my daughter was grounded this weekend.
Oh.
I'm just going to throw out there. I'm going to put her dirty laundry out there. My sweet baby girl.
Sophia.
She was grounded for 2 days, the Saturday and the Sunday.
Wow.
Because she had not cleaned her room. She had been asked repeatedly to clean her room. Room did not get cleaned. So she was just dying to leave the house, right? Because this lockup had been like it was been 24 hours. So she was getting the shakes, right? And she's like, I just got to get out, man. And she's like, can I go to the store if I cook dinner?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, of course. Great. Sounds wonderful. Yeah, let's do it. So she comes home. I'm in working on the show. It's Saturday night. I'm working on the show, getting prepped for the next week, blah, blah, blah. She's texting me, help, please help, come in here now. And I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but I cannot help you. I'm working on the show. You said you were going to cook dinner, cook. 3 hours later, 3 hours later,
3 hours later,
3 hours later, we have a creamy lemon chicken with mashed potatoes and broccoli.
Amazing.
It was delicious.
Good.
It sounds amazing.
It was delicious. However, I walk into the kitchen, potatoes on the cabinets, creamy chicken on the floor. There's basil as far as the eye can see.
Oh, my Lanta.
And I just walked in there and I went, oh, my God. And then she's like, well, if you cook, you don't clean. And I was like, you know what? We're done here. We're done. I'm done. But I did. It was a really yummy. She did a good job. So if anybody needs an easy 3-hour TikTok recipe,
Sounds like the Amish made it. Yeah.
we've got it for you.
Slow churned.
She goes, I don't think this recipe is very healthy. There's a lot of heavy whipping cream,
Yeah, I can't.
butter. What's that cheese herb spread mix with that starts with a B?
Boysen.
That boysen
Yeah.
in it. And I was just going, oh my God, my artery. I heard this one clog.
Definitely. That's definitely a clogger. But sounds delicious and
It
scrumptious.
was really good and hilarious because she also told me she'd never cook again.
Awesome.
She was like, I'll never cook
Just
again.
done.
It was awful. Don't ask me to do it.
DoorDash life. But
All
not.
right. So
Yeah.
what about
George
you?
life.
Anything fun?
Oh my God. I had a great conversation over the weekend with Vicky, who was our big box winner for
Yep.
the Spice and Tea Exchange.
That's right. Our
like
girl
all the cool
Vicky.
things. Yeah. So she got, oh my goodness, and was so elated. She named the little Kookaburra tea infuser after us. His name is Sunny.
Yeah.
I thought that's very sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cute. It's such a cute little it's a capybara.
Yes.
So it looks just like that, but it's adorable.
Yeah,
but
super
we're so
cool.
happy that Vicky got that giveaway, and we will have more giveaways. I don't know if we're doing one this week or not.
We have one on deck, so yeah, we'll have to decide. But yeah, it's going to be a tasty. The next one's another tasty one, so that's exciting. Question for you though, on the Spice and Tea Exchange, did you see everything that was in that box?
I did.
Okay, yeah, it was pretty special. So
It was. I read and I read the beautiful note she
Awesome.
sent, and all I could think about was that lavender honey whip.
Yes, she just wants it in a bathtub.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
like, I don't know if it's meant for the bath, Vicky, but you do it and let us know.
Vicky, I was supporting that all the way. That
Yeah.
sounds luxurious. Yes.
Don't go rolling around in the grass afterwards,
Right,
whatever
probably
you
not
do.
a good idea, right?
All right. So good morning, everybody out there. Sleepyheads and emotionally unstable Gen Xers. Today's show is part concert preview, part true crime docu-series, and part Hot Lips love letter. It is quite the Monday we have in store for you.
We also have Acoustic Alchemy drops, the first album in 11 years, and we're pretending we totally know who they are before we get to the spoiler alert. It slaps.
I like that's. Is that a Gen Z term? It slaps.
It slaps. Means that they love it. The song is really good.
Okay. Ben Folds is gracing
Your
Ponte Vedra.
people.
My people.
It's like your generation. Ben Folds 5. Remember those back in the day?
I don't.
Your generation.
It's like
Okay.
music like that.
I don't know who Ben Folds is. So
I
you just
could
made
for
that
sure.
a little.
Oh my God, you love the Fray. Didn't they like
I do
open?
love the Fray.
They're very similar.
You like
Okay.
Ben's Fold 5. I feel like you do.
Okay, so you just need to Google it and show me.
Yeah.
So
Sing it to her.
he's gracing the Ponte Vedra concert hall with his piano and his feelings.
Aw.
So bring tissues, maybe some wine. Do they let you in with wine? That seems like a
I
no-no.
think you can buy it there. though, so
Okay.
yeah.
Don't show up with a screw top bottle of
Yeah,
wine.
don't say Davy and Mare said.
No.
Don't give me that mess.
And your 2003 Heartbreak, which is totally Fray energy.
Oh my goodness, good Lord. Loretta Swit is getting her wings and a halo from St. Augustine. Hot Lips Houlihan is now officially our patron saint. She was an incredible lady. Yeah.
Oh, and etiquette. It's back, guys. Thanks to Dr. Hamburger.
What?
Nope, her name is in fact Hamburger.
Oh.
And no, you may not eat with your elbows on the
Oh,
table.
Lordy, there's one of those moments.
Yeah.
In darker news, a Hastings woman accused of murder has used a horse for transport. What? Florida, you've gone out Florida yourself again.
That's right. That's going to be quite the story. I never would have thought to. We'll get into it.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift just bought her Masters.
Woo!
$360 million.
That's a queen right there.
Look, she is a financially fluent queen, and she basically told Scooter Braun to shove it.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. And you want to talk about fierce queens? We've got Kelly Young's in studio. We're going to talk about She Is Fierce. We've got a really cool moment coming up for ladies in town. To find out more, we will have her interview just after the music report. And one man, one cat, one boat crossing the Pacific like it's no big deal. Oliver, you wild, you wonderful, you weirdo man. We're going to talk about him a little bit later.
Yeah, that's a really interesting TikTok story. Plus, someone called a coworker Darth Vader, and now they owe her $40K.
What?
HR is strong with this one.
If I had all the names
feel
that
like
were
I
called
would-
to me over the last couple of weeks, child, I'd be
Listen,
a millionaire.
I think I would-
We don't have an HR department, Davey, so you cannot file a claim.
It wasn't this job. It was something else.
Okay, just making sure. I know. I'm sure I've said a few things prior to my maracuya that I shouldn't have.
Many blessings. It's in our contract to leave you alone. I got it. Get the hose. Anyway, RHOC, which is Real Housewives of Orange County, Gina wipes out student lunch debt with her Bravo bucks. That's a cool story.
It really is. I read that one and I was like, okay, I'm not a Housewives fan, but this I could get behind.
Oh, awesome. But before we get into all that, let's have a quick word from our title sponsor, the Bailey Group. The Bailey Group. They're ready for anything, too. They're an NFP company. Life is full of unexpected moments. The Bailey Group is here to guide you every step of the way. Under the leadership of my buddy, President Mark Bailey, they've grown from a local agency to a nationally recognized firm, offering tailored solutions for individuals, families, and businesses, with a focus of an individual health and life insurance. Look, I'm going to tell you, Mayor, the Bailey Group is the place to be. If you have any questions, they're amazing.
All right, guys. She's bold. She's gold. Sunnies, meet our mom of the week, breaking every mold.
Yeah, it's Mommy Dearest Monday with Dr. Bethany Groves Smith, principal at the Webster Elementary School. Some leaders lead with rules, others lead with results. But the rarest and most impactful kind of leader, the one who leads with love. And that's exactly who Dr. Bethany Groves truly is.
Yeah, from the moment she stepped into Webster Elementary, Dr. Groves Smith didn't just guide a school, she nurtured a village. To the student, she was more than a principal. She was a steady, compassionate presence, a fierce advocate, and a daily reminder that they're capable of greatness. To the parents, she offered reassurance, vision, and guidance. And to the teachers and staff, she modeled excellence through grace, resilience, and heart. The Hunter family summed it up best. You care for our children as if they were your own. That kind of empathy can't be taught. It comes from a place of deep integrity and calling. Because of you, Dr. Smith, Blake Hunter walks out of Webster not just academically prepared, but emotionally enriched and fully seen.
If I can just speak from the heart, and absolutely, this kind and incredible principal is a principal of a Title I school here in St. Augustine, and what she does for families is above and beyond the call of duty. She shattered a glass ceiling of expectations and literally made it her dance floor. She is an incredible, incredible leader, and I can't say enough about my buddy and all of our friend in St. Augustine and St. Johns County. So hats off to you, Dr. Bethany Groves Smith. We love you so much. You're an incredible lady. And yeah, you get your signature facial at Panache. So call up. The front desk is waiting for you, and get a little treat for yourself in this beautiful summer.
Oh, that is a one. You know what? I was just in Panache.
You'll make me cry. She's an amazing lady.
So I was just in Panache last week, got my hair done. And it's so nice because when they stick all the tinfoil on your head, they let you sit in the Serenity Room.
Isn't that Serenity Room
and
magic?
and they have snacks.
Yes.
And I must have had a pound of peanut M&Ms while I was sitting there.
So good.
She was like, "Did you want a snack?" And I'm like, "No, of course not." And then I turned and I saw the M&Ms.
They have everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'll have a biscotti. I'll have some M&Ms. Let me have, there's sparkling water." And so I sat there and I watched TikToks and Instagram Reels while the foil
Amazing.
did its job.
They
you
have like
felt
the
glam.
water wall. It's like so.
Oh,
cool.
it was. I did have to pee 3 times because of the water wall.
I fell
but that's
asleep.
Fine.
I'm telling you, even when my mom visits the town, she literally books like at least 6 trips to Panache. Like, yeah. And she
was
puts it on my account. I appreciate that, Mom.
It
Thank you
was
so much.
very, very nice. So you're gonna really enjoy that facial.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see what is next.
We have got, what's everybody watching this week?
Oh yeah. So we have our news segment, which is. I find it hard to say because it's weird to me, but it's hot streaming.
I love it. That's so
So
fun.
cancel your plans, not your subscriptions. Here's what's streaming today on Paramount.
Okay.
Mobland,
People love this.
a gritty crime drama starring Tom Hardy as a fixer for a powerful crime family.
It's one of those that like my ADD kicks in and I just can't get into it. I put the phone down. I have to yell at myself.
Because you got to pay attention.
Yes.
Yeah. South Park.
Wonderful.
Still going strong.
Yep.
You can go back to the beginning. Good Lord, if you want to talk about having seasons to binge. Good grief. How many seasons of South Park are there?
I know, right?
All right. Tulsa King.
Okay.
So my very good friend, Jebediah Smith.
Wait, is that his real name?
Her name is Jebba, but I call her Jebediah Smith because I can't pronounce her real name. She's Indian. It's Jebhaflafia.
Oh, beautiful.
So Tulsa King, she loved. She's been trying to get me into it. I don't know how I feel about Sylvester Stallone at this point.
Yeah, I think I was done with him for a bit. Now we're
And
back.
not because I have any qualms with him personally, but it's just like I don't understand when he talks sometimes.
Yeah,
because he has that like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
like
That
too many hits to the head, and
no,
it's got a
just
little bit of a slur.
well, he's older, but he played that same character of that, like boxer from wherever the hell he was from. What is he?
Yeah.
New York,
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Rocky. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, but apparently it's getting rave reviews.
Maybe it's dry
Yellowstone.
gums. Oh, Yellowstone.
That's trending across services because you can watch that on Paramount and you can
was
watch
gonna
it
ask
on.
you. It's a big hoopla, right?
Yeah,
Which you have
because-
the plus or the
'cause
non-plus.
You can watch it in a couple of different places. Also on YouTube TV, if you have the premium, you can stream it there as well. SEAL Team.
Okay.
People are liking this one. I think it's mostly because there are Navy SEALs in there in the show and they take their shirts off.
I enjoy.
Dr. Ferreras COM-OX.
Ay, porque un tanto del mundo le cae papi cholita. Let's go.
I don't know what it means, but it's an American Latina reality show where exes reunite in a tropical paradise, leading to drama.
Yes.
Okay, I'm watching it. I didn't know what it was.
Por eso todo en poco. I love it. Yes.
Listen, I'm in. You had me at exes on an island. All right. And you know that it's going to be spicy
Oh
if
my.
it's Latina.
Latinas.
Mine
Good
would be
grief.
real spicy. Oh,
Yes.
Latinas,
Oh my
but yeah.
gosh.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Handmaid's Tale
I'm
is
trying
still
to catch
topping
up.
the charts.
Trying to catch
I
up.
haven't ever watched it.
I don't know if you'll like
The
it.
new revamped Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
It's very good.
I keep hearing this. I haven't watched it yet, but I loved Wednesday Addams.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to like this.
Yeah, you'll like this one.
For some godforsaken reason, SpongeBob SquarePants is
Go away already.
is on the
Yeah.
top of the chart.
Not a huge fan.
I always thought that cartoon was super weird, and at one point, SpongeBob was banned from the home.
What? Really?
Yeah, I couldn't handle it.
Oh,
I couldn't. I
Well,
couldn't handle
he's
it.
got a lot of catching up to do because South Park has 328 episodes because they've been on air since August 13th of 1997.
Wow.
So
Is that it?
Yep,
I feel like
SpongeBob,
it would
take
be
that.
so much more than that.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine
though.
if people let their kids watch South Park? I think that would be extremely helpful for today's society.
Well, Simpsons
Wait,
too.
we're
I
not
mean,
supposed to let our kids watch South Park?
I
Let me
think they
note to
should
self.
take
They know ahead. Yeah. They
All
know
right.
what's going on.
King of Queens. For some reason, this has come back up into the top 10
Yeah.
on Paramount. I'm a fan of King of Queens. I always liked Remy.
Lisa Remini.
Yeah.
Lisa Remy.
Lisa Remy,
I always
yeah.
liked her. I feel like we kind of have the same vibe.
Remedy, yeah.
Yeah,
I like
'cause
her
we're
too.
both.
She's going. She went through it. She actually, yeah, smart lady. We don't have to get into it.
Didn't
but
she
yeah.
do the Scientology break?
Don't say
Yeah.
the word, yeah.
Don't say it. Why? What's
Because
what
we'll
happened?
conjure
I
up-
don't know. That's a ding. I don't know.
Because we're gonna conjure up Tom Cruise, and
I
then
don't
I'll
wanna
have to
mess with
be
those- yeah.
angry because he's gonna
Do
show
you
up
think
here.
it's like that movie where if they say Candyman three
oh my
times
God,
or
stop.
something?
Or
he's-
Bloody Mary?
Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
So
Yes.
Scientology.
No.
Beetlejuice,
Scientology.
Beetlejuice.
Somebody say it a third time.
It's not nice.
What are they gonna do? Show up with
I'm
pamphlets?
sweating. Yes.
I'm
Oh my
sweating.
You don't know what it's
gosh.
like to be gay in Northeast Florida.
It's like
Good
Beetlejuice.
gracious.
Okay, all right. Well, on that note, I feel like we should check out local music before
Woo! Take me to
any
church,
more
yes.
science-y people show up in the studio. So here's our local music
All
report.
right, drum it, hum it down, Sunnies. Here's the music to make you proud for this Monday, June 2nd. We've got Reggie Starrett at 1 o'clock at Tradewinds Lounge. Bones at 5 o'clock at the Tides Oyster Company. Mark Hart at 5 o'clock at Tradewinds Lounge. Bob Patterson, legendary human being, 5 o'clock at OC White's. Sam Passetti, 6 o'clock p.m. at Prohibition Kitchen. Stu Weaver at 6 at Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill. And Johnson Burns at 9 o'clock p.m. at Tradewinds Lounge.
Just need a little penicillin after the show, and
That's
you're good to go.
definitely let it burn.
Let it burn, baby, burn. Not in it. It's not a no. We don't. I'm not insinuating at all,
I think
Mr.
it's
Johnson
their
or
name.
Burns,
Yeah, right.
that you have anything going on that you shouldn't.
Perfect segue to our guest today. We love
I'm
her.
sure she's thrilled to be brought in on that note.
We love her so much. She started an incredible movement in town called She Is Fierce.
Yes.
In studio today, we have the world famous, incredible Kelly Youngs. Hi, Boo.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm thrilled to be here.
I'm
with you.
so excited to
Not
see
the
you.
best segue in, but I'm happy to be
Oh,
here. I'm excited.
See, I knew it. I
We
knew
just-
it.
It was a fierce segue in.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
I knew it. Damn it.
So
All
first
right.
things first, when someone says she is fierce, what comes to mind with you?
So she is fierce for me, and I've asked this question to honestly dozens, I don't know, hundreds of women over the years, is really just about living as you are, being ambitious in the way that you want to be, living with purpose, kind of finding who you are as a person and owning that. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned, so this is our 11th year, is that people who are truly fierce are fierce in the way that is meaningful to them. So when we are going out into the world and trying to do things that other people want us to do or try to be the person someone else wants us to be, that kind of, we shrink a little bit, right?
Right.
And so for me to be fierce, whether you're a fierce mom, you're a fierce business person, you're just a fierce leader in the community, that is stepping into who you want to be and the mission that matters to you.
Because it's hard for a lot of entrepreneurs out there, right? I mean, to really step into the limelight and get into the trenches of being a business owner or an influencer or just being a great philanthropic force in town, right? I think
Absolutely.
that's important to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it can be. It's a fine line at times to be who you are and be fierce, and not have some sort of a kickback per se. Because in the world of business, I think a lot of times we get second guessed and told, well, maybe, I get a lot of times I'm like, well, when you're on the road, who's watching your kids?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
what happens to the house when you're not there?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, others live there.
Other people are involved
And there
in this.
is the father
Yeah.
who's present. But it seems like it's still in 2025 a question that you get asked, like, oh, well, if you're this big businesswoman, is your house just on fire? And I'm like, probably, but there is adult supervision. So,
I mean, it's good that you have that. It's always wonderful to have some adults in charge, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
But absolutely. I think that is true. For me, being fierce means you just keep going.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And again, it's like everyone has an opinion about what I'm doing, what you're doing, what anybody else is doing. But if we just keep moving and we keep being authentic to who we are, we're going to feel fierce, and that's going to come to fruition in the world around us.
Well, the mission is to help women rise, right?
Absolutely.
So what does that look like in a form of action with She Is Fierce?
Yeah, so I mean, you just said it. Our mission is to elevate women's stories and give them the tools they need to succeed. So from my perspective, that means we are putting women on stages, real stages. We're taking video of them. We're giving them platforms, both locally here in St. Augustine, where I live and where we're based, but also all over the world. We have women in 9 different countries that have
Awesome.
access to materials in our programming. And so the tools that they need to succeed are entrepreneurial tools, professional tools, life skills tools, all of the things that, either I have as kind of some kind of wisdom that I've built over the years, people on our team have, or tons and tons, dozens and dozens of phenomenal mentors who have expertise in areas that I am terrible at, right? Who come in with their wisdom and help and support women in our community.
So is it fair to say consulting, or is that insulting?
No, I'm not. I'm never insulted, right? So if you're fierce, you're never insulted. You
Love
just keep
it.
moving.
Yes.
So no, I'm not insulted at all. And we do lots of consulting. We actually consult with a lot of big companies, big Fortune 500 companies as well. But when we talk about elevating women's stories, for me, that's really about the individual woman and trying to give them the tools that they need to be successful, right?
Yeah.
Whether they're working at that Fortune 500 company and we're supporting them there, or whether it's a woman at home trying to figure out how to start a small business on the side, right?
I love that.
We're all doing something different, and I think we all need some similar tools and then some things that are completely different. And we have the right tools for many people, and we also want to give people direction to find the right places for them.
Yeah.
So what is Women's Wednesday, and when is it?
Women's Wednesday is my favorite event of the year. It is, well, let me say this. It started in 2015. I had a toddler and a baby, and I was like, I have to do something, right? I have to do something and build something that's meaningful to me. And we started as a series of powerful women stepping on a stage and just telling their story. So for people who've never been to Women's Wednesday or any of our She Is Fierce events, I always try to explain that it's not a TED Talk, right? We're not trying to teach you something.
Mm-hmm.
And we're also not trying to lecture at you and tell you how you should be. We are asking a woman to get on stage who often is like an Olympian. They're a really successful CEO. They have all of these characteristics that we look at and say, man, they just have life figured out,
Yeah.
right? It's easy to look at them and say, everything came easily. They've got it all. I don't have that, or my struggles are different. And when they get on stage and tell the true story behind who they are, every single time they have dealt with incredible challenges that we don't know about. And that is inspiring, I think, in a very weird way. Sometimes I say it's like, it can be really emotional, right?
Yeah.
But women in our audience, even if their challenges are completely different from the ones that the person on stage experienced, can connect with that, and we can see our own experiences through that person's
It's like a
story.
breakthrough almost, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we have had women, say, I quit my job and I started a new business. I went for the promotion. I was inspired to start a nonprofit, right? Just from coming and listening. It's not me, truly. It's another woman stepping on stage and just telling the truth
Yeah.
about how she built who she is.
So Kelly, I mean, a lot of I'm gonna just throw this out there. You'll see women being pitted against each other a lot in society, and where you're kind of making people or women come together and kind of lift up. How do you find that when someone goes through those kind of challenges and they're being pitted against each other like that? How do you morph that? How do you turn that tide into let's do something meaningful together as opposed to being competitors?
Whoa, this is a good and very deep question you are asking me. Okay, so there's so many things I could say, but I'm gonna try and do this quickly. So I would say there's so much about how we are treated in society, how our entire social infrastructure is built, right? That forces many women to believe that we have to be in competition, not just with each other, but with men, or we have to rely on somebody, or we have to force somebody else down so that we can have a position. And I just genuinely don't believe that that is true. I really believe there is enough for all of us, and we get more. I know it's true for me. I get more when I lift other people up,
I love
right?
that.
That is my true experience.
Yeah.
Anytime I have ever tried to lessen somebody else to benefit myself, it always ends up being worse for me, right? Emotionally, financially, whatever that thing is.
Yeah, you're always worried or
it's
paranoid.
always something negative. And so my approach, and what I think many women in our community, because I have to say, I also invite women that I'm inspired by, right? I'm not always the leader. I'm asking women that I look up to, who I'm like, oh, would you even like sit at a table with me? Because you're so impressive. And they come in, and their approach always, and we try to be really strategic with this, to your point. Whenever we invite a woman to speak on our stage, I ask everybody, right? I'm like, what do you think? Is this person going to be authentic? Are they going to tell their real story? Are they going to get up there and just tell people how to be? No, we want people who are going to get up there, be real, be honest, be open, and honestly be willing later to connect with those women in the audience when they are having those breakthroughs.
Love that. I love that answer. That was inspiring. Yes.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I think that it's important because there's lots of rules in the social media world that momfluencers and these, different people that you come across in your feed. And one rule that was like dead fast for years and years was you never share somebody else's content. Your page is to be manicured, to look, and you should be the only one on it. And I always thought that was so ridiculous, because it's like there's so many other people out there doing amazing things. Why would I not share a video? Why would I not put up a post? Why would I not tag somebody and be like, holy crap, this was funny? In my stories, I'm constantly sharing other women's content and men's content in the parenting space or whatever, because it's like we're all living this very weird world, especially because I have teenagers right now. And it's like, I'm not the only one that has funny jokes about my kid. Like, there are so many things going on. And if you just share it, you can, because I'm always telling people, go follow this person. Their stuff is hilarious. I just think that it's to your point, it's a detractor to not put it out there and share it, because how on earth does that give me less? I never understood that point. When I first started this, I reached out to a woman and I said, is there any way that you could help me figure out how to get this thing started? And she said very, very bluntly, she said, I would never share the secret sauce. Good luck.
Wow.
And I thought in that moment, I was like, okay. I was like, I'll first of all, there's no secret sauce. It's be who you are, be authentic, and be relatable. But I was like so just taken aback by that I was like, all right, I will find a sauce. I will find it.
Yes, you did.
Yes, exactly. And I love that she, in a weird way, like sometimes when people do that to me, because I've been in business for a long time and I've had those experiences too. And I honestly now I'm like, thank you. Because you've told me who you are, right? So I'm not investing in this relationship, and I can go spend my time with people that are going to be supportive. But also, you've taught me something, right? You've taught me about other people's scarcity mindset and how we can think differently, and that's why you're so successful, right? Because you're willing to open up to other people.
I also don't believe there's a secret sauce. I think you just you work to figuring things out, and community building with a community and having other people to bounce ideas off and whatnot makes everything. It's so much better creatively. And so I always do my best when women email me or DM me and they're like, I want to start this podcast. What are your thoughts? It's like, I'll absolutely give you my thoughts. It's a lot of work. Don't do it. No.
Oh my God, thanks.
I have also said that to a few people, I have to admit. But it's worth it.
But I always tell
if you're
them,
truly
like,
passionate.
if you really love this, just know that it is not, because people say all the time, it's like, well, you're online for like, what, an hour or two a day?
Oh, my
and
Lanta.
I'm like, yeah, but it took me 6 hours on Saturday to build a week's worth of shows.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just have to, there's balance to it, but you can't just, it's not what you see. All the time, which I love. That's why what you do on your Wednesdays is you give them somebody who goes in, tells their story, and it's like, yeah, I was an overnight success 6 years in the making.
Absolutely.
Because nobody is an overnight success. That term is such bullshit.
Yeah.
It is a 6 year.
Yeah.
You know,
or longer.
That's
or
the same
longer.
thing with Lady Gaga, 6 years.
Well, but I'm just saying, it's
She was
it's
in the
one of-
streets, yeah.
She was in the streets. She's busy. She's working. But that's the whole thing: is overnight my ass. Like No, that's a different show. I'm sorry.
Well, and I think
Overnight
to
my
your
ass is
point, I
different.
think one of the things that we when we see people who are very young and successful, we think they're an overnight success. They've got it all figured out. And the reality is we all face challenges, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's health challenges, whether it's personal challenges, we all have something different that we're dealing with over the course of our lifetime. So even when you have that overnight success, you're going to have a challenge later, right? That challenge is coming for all of us. And that's why I think it's so important, especially with like Women's Wednesdays events, to bring people together and say, look, we are all in this together, and we don't have to like live in that challenge moment by ourselves. We can recognize that the people around us are also experiencing hard things, but also they're doing amazing things,
Yeah.
right?
Right. And
And
it's
they can
not,
uplift you up.
I think one of the things that I learned very quickly is life is not an even playing field. Don't approach it as such. So you need to understand how you're entering the field. But then, and that's not to discourage. It's just know your environment and then what you can capitalize on and what you can't.
Yes,
But that's
absolutely.
a story for another day. But all right, well, it was wonderful having you. When is the date of the Wednesday?
Thank you so much for asking. So it's June 11th,
June
Women's
11th.
Wednesday at the Treasury on the Plaza in St. Augustine.
Beautiful.
It's our 11th anniversary. It's our 10th anniversary partnering with Bozard Lincoln.
Oh, nice.
Adore Letty Bozard. She's been a phenomenal partner to us for
Amazing
10
leader in this
years,
community. Yeah.
believes in our mission, has helped me, on a personal level to build lots of other things outside of just Women's Wednesday. And we also have a girls conference coming up on August 1st. So if anybody has a
lovely.
girl rising 5th through 7th grader, and we will do younger or older if you feel like they would fit into this group, or 8th graders who want to be a leader. So it's kind of that middle school age, and it's a one-day conference, and it's all of the powerful people that we bring in to mentor our women for this middle school audience. We did it last year. It was so fun, amazing day. And I hope people will come. So check it
Yes,
out.
get rid of your daughters on, what was that, August?
1st. It's at the Waterworks building.
They'll
downtown.
love it.
And I put link in
it.
comments, but where can everybody contact you if they have any
The
questions?
easiest way to find it is sheisfiercehq.com, and they can just go to our events page.
Fabulous. So good to see you, Queen.
Thank you for having
so
me.
much for
So
coming.
motivational on this Monday.
I
She is
know.
fierce. Check it out. Amazing, amazing, amazing
Wait
work.
a minute, I didn't get a.
Yes, you did at the women's luncheon that we went to. Did you check your prize bag? This is from the prize bag.
This is from the prize bag?
Yeah, it's in your.
I
it's
better
in
go
your-
open my bag.
Yes. Oh my
I've
God, there's
already
a lo-
used it.
There's so many cool things in that bag.
You know what? I'm just kidding. I know where this went.
I know where it went to.
Sophia took it.
Yes, ma'am.
I was going to say.
I just threw Sophia under the bus for the
you
first
did.
time.
She
Oh.
took this, and you know what else she took?
What?
That moisturizer that was in there.
Oh, that's a good one.
It
You better
was.
get that back. That's
That
Dr.
was.
Zoe.
You-
Yeah.
That's right. I was going to say, wait a minute. I didn't. She took. I was emptying the bag, and she took
That's
it.
like a $200 moisturizer. Get that back.
Okay.
Speaking of wonderful things, let's talk about our friends over
Jeez.
at Maracuya.
Sunny St. John's was practically poured into existence over a cup of community sunshine, and now that sunshine lives at Maracuya.
And they're named after the passion fruit. Maracuya is more than just a name. It's a feeling, a rare, radiant flavor, a story steeped in heritage.
Guys, they don't just make coffee, they create handcrafted works of art located at 260 West King Street.
Maracuya isn't just coffee, it's culture. A slow sip in sunshine, a bold hello to the day. Sunny St. John's is fueled every day by Maracuya.
Okay, mark your calendars for November 23rd, which I know seems like a long way away, but tickets are on sale now for the Acoustic Alchemy, and they are going to the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall, and it's giving jazz, groove, And I'm not sure what Grown Up Bliss is,
Happiness.
but you might want to check it out.
Yeah, some people are obsessed. Their new album is 33 1/3. It just dropped after 14 friggin' years. Jeez, what were you
Wow.
doing?
Wow.
That's longer than some of my relationships. Oh, okay, that was such a crummy joke, but definitely more harmonious.
No label pressure, no annual content dumps, just two regular guitar legends waiting until they actually had something to say musically. How retro of them. I do
Yeah.
wonder what they were doing for 14 years, though.
Well, maybe they were working on this album. I don't know. They dodged every genre label over the decades. There it is. New age, smooth jazz, adult contemporary. Watch out, Michael Bolton. Basically, they're the cool indie kids of jazz who still play nylon and steel like it's a spiritual experience.
Okay, well, you can grab tickets now on Axis. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
AXS, in person at the AMP box office. They will sell out.
Yeah.
So head on over.
Yeah, because it's a smaller venue. It's a little bit more of an intimate setting. So,
Yeah.
a lot of people will be there with a beret on, a latte in hand, and emotionally prepared to sob into one of their solos.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. I guess we're gonna cry again at the Ponte Vedra Hall on November 22nd.
Well, you cry more or pee less, one or the other.
Okay, Ben Folds is coming. His piano, and an emotionally moving harmonies that he will be tickling the ivories with.
Yes, his number one song is called Song for the Dumped. And then the
Oh.
other one is One Angry Dwarf. So, yeah, he's got some downward dog songs.
What?
Honestly, this is a one band, straightforward tour name with Adele, very similar to Adele Live. No, not at all. Not very different.
Okay, a new album with the National Symphony dropping this year, casually recorded at the Kennedy Center. So this guy clearly has some chops,
Yeah,
as they say.
Definitely.
Because he's playing big time gigs.
the last from the past. He was the
Yeah.
first ever artistic advisor, as if writing Brick wasn't already enough to wreck us emotionally. That was another one of the songs, Brick.
Yeah, he dropped a
She's
Christmas
a
album.
brick and I'm drowning slowly. You don't remember that from back in the day? All right,
No,
cool.
no, but
You had kids. I know.
I had children I couldn't listen to emotionally ratchet romantic love bombs.
Oh, jeez.
I was listening to Kids Bop
Okay.
for many a moon.
When you were pregnant, did you like listen to certain songs and like play them on your tummy? Like some moms do, like classical and he'll be smarter, anything like that?
No, but we were a big Baby Einstein family.
Okay.
Until they said stop letting your babies watch Baby Einstein because it can cause like weird brain things,
Oh,
and then they
wow.
pulled them all off the market. But they did love my son, who is now running the booth, used to love Baby Einstein's cartoon.
Oh, it
So.
was a hot one, yeah.
Yeah, but tickets can be picked up as well at the box office, 10 a.m. St. Augustine Amp box office, and there is a special guest, Lindsay Kraft from the Kraft Family Cheese family.
I love the macaroni.
Yeah, that's not true, but she's going to be beautiful and weird, and it's going to be great.
Speaking of beautiful and weird, let's talk about that weather report.
Rain or drought despair is about. Behold the cursed weather report. St. Johns County, it is June 2nd. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And the weather's behaving exactly as you'd expect. It's oppressively hot with a big side of humidity. High today of 91, low today of 69, 70% humidity, which
In the
means
day, yeah.
you are not going to be able to breathe. The UV index, 11, which is considered extreme. I want to know why they go to 11.
Because that's
Like,
extreme.
why not 10?
That's extreme.
Okay.
That goes to the next level.
So if you're planning to roast yourself, today's your day. Go on outside without sunscreen on and see what happens. Chance of rain, 50-50. I'm going to say this every day moving forward for the next 4 months. I'm either going to be right or I'm going to be wrong.
But the rain showers here go real quick, right?
They
It's only like
do.
2 seconds.
We had a pretty nice one go through on Saturday, well, early Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And my dogs loved it because the grass was wet when I let them out in the morning. And so they rolled around and got all gross.
That's fun.
They love that.
Isn't that fun? They just make your life more challenging.
Yeah, winds are coming in from the west at 10 to 15 miles an hour. It'll get a bit gusty, 25 miles per hour. So if you're looking for a Marilyn Monroe moment, stand somewhere in a dress, but do have on underpants. Allergy report. The trees are taking a break, which I can honestly tell you, I've noticed.
Yeah, me too.
My allergies have not been as bad this past week. However, grass pollen is super high, so do not go rolling around in your lawn unless you want to go into a full body hive.
Wow.
So it is another delightful day here in Florida. Stay hydrated, wear your sunscreen, and maybe take a vacation somewhere other than Florida this summer.
Wow. I'm excited just to segue right into the Farmer's Almanac then.
I know. I do love my Farmer's Almanac. Such weird shit in here. All right. Moons in bloom, tides in tune. Sunnies, here's your daily dose of the Farmer's Platoon. Question of the day that nobody wants to know. How should I plant and care for, it's fuchsia, right?
Yeah.
How should I plant and care for a fuchsia in an outdoor hanging basket? Because if you know me, you know that's the first question I'm going to ask. The answer? You're going to have to water it daily.
Oh, thank you, Captain Obvious.
You're welcome. So stupid.
That was really great. Oh.
So they're telling us we have to water plants.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
All right. Advice of the day. If you're stung by a bee, oh, this is new. Apply a slice of onion to the sting, hold it for a minute, and the sting will go bye-bye.
No.
Onion.
I'm a baking soda, right? Baking soda.
Yeah, you can do a baking soda mix. But I'm going to try this. You know what? I'm going to try it on and see if it works. It's not a bee. But I had no idea when we moved here how bad horseflies were.
Oh my goodness.
Because I've never seen a horsefly in my life. Southwest Florida, we don't have them.
Oh.
So I moved up here. This thing bit me. I thought I was going to die.
You got that sweet blood.
And I swole up. So every time I get bit by a horsefly, I get these big, puffy, swole spots. I'm going to stick an onion on it. You know, you can also cut an onion, leave it open on the counter, and it's supposed to take like the bad bacteria germs out of the air.
Yeah,
onion
the acidity.
Eats it.
Yeah, but it also will kill bananas if you have them too close.
Well, don't put your nanas and your onions together.
Yeah,
Take your nanas to work.
Yeah, it's much
All right.
better.
Home hint of the day. To make that prize fish trophy look alive, Jesus. Dampen a cotton cloth with glass cleaner and wipe it gently over the fish.
Isn't that nice? You can just clean up those dusts. Yeah.
This why I don't. Okay, word of the day, Wisconsin.
Cheese.
It was named from a chickpea.
Oh.
Chippewa,
Chippewa.
not a chickpea. That's what's her name in
It's
the
a
woods.
tribe. Yeah, Chippewa tribe.
Chickapay.
Chickapay.
What's her name? What was that from Nell? What was that actress?
It was now Tane and the
Tane and
Vins,
the
where
Vins,
she was like locked in a
Wind.
shed.
What was her? Jodie Foster.
Jodie
Took me a
Foster,
minute.
yes.
Wonderful.
Chickapay. Okay, the Chippewa word that means river of red stone. That makes sense. That actually makes sense.
Well, let's get settled here for the puzzle of the day because everyone's waited with bated breath on this one. What can run but never walks? Has a mouth but never talks? Has a bed but never sleeps?
He already gave it
has
away.
a head but never weeps?
It's Monday.
What?
You gave the answer away.
A river.
You gave it away.
Said, what's a river? That's how you started
It
the
said at the
joke.
top.
Read it again, Davey.
What can run but never walks? Oh, that was totally by accident. Sorry. Yeah, that's all right.
I looked at Mel. Mel looked at me, and she's like,
I'm just
he
not
said it.
going to be great.
It's Monday. I
Yeah.
just
the
spilled
best
my
part
water
is
everywhere.
the best part
Yeah.
is you
I
didn't
love
even
the
know
best
the
part.
answer.
No, I had no idea.
Because you've not seen the joke yet.
No.
That made it even better.
So fun.
All right, but
Yeah, who was born on June 2nd?
This was
is
fun.
Martha Washington, U.S.'s first lady.
wow.
Dana Carvey, comedian
Like
and
him.
actor. Wayne Brady, comedian and actor.
Mm-hmm.
Big improv dude. Died on June 2nd was Bo Diddley.
I left that one for you.
That
Not
was-
that any of us know who Bo Diddley is, but his last name's Diddley.
Chris Haney, inventor of Trivial Pursuit.
That's
2007.
cool.
Oh, my mother loved that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Events. Kraft's Velveeta cheese was invented today. If you
I
want-
left that in for you.
I love the little plastic on my burger. 1953, Elizabeth II, crowned Queen of England.
Yeah.
Incredible. 1966 was U.S. spacecraft surveyor.
Surveyor
Surveyor
one.
1 made successful soft landing on the moon and began to relay first close-up pictures of the moon.
That's cool.
The weather on June 2nd, 1990, parts of the Midwest were visited by 65 tornadoes. Wow. 2005, several tornadoes were sighted in northeastern Colorado as thunderstorms ripped through the area, leaving golf ball size hail.
That's odd for that part of the country.
Yes.
Colorado is not
Yes.
normal. But I often wonder during the summer season when these tornadoes hit, like, because there's Tornado Alley, right? That whole section of the country. I don't think with my anxiety I could live there that time of year,
Yeah.
just because I would be so panicked. Because I'll be honest, hurricanes are you get so used to them living here in Florida, but it's not the hurricane that scares me. It's the tornado
Yeah.
that happens
I don't like any of it.
in the hurricane.
Well, hurricane season just kicked off, right?
Yeah, it's official. It kicked off on June 1st, which was yesterday.
Yep.
So do not wait. Do get prepared, whether you're just in the state of Florida or if you're in the Panhandle or up through the Northeast, as we saw last year with those devastating storms that hit into South and North Carolina.
Right.
It is obviously, it can be too late to prepare. Not to be a doomsdayer here, but it can be too late to prepare, so get started now.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Taylor Swift pulled the most Taylor Swift thing ever
So excited.
and bought her entire catalog.
And those that know Taylor Swift know that she bought back her entire master recordings for a cool $360 million, reclaiming her first 6 albums. This
That's
is a
right.
major story, you guys. This is
That's
something like a major dream of hers.
Well, how long was she in court with Scooter Braun for? I mean, it felt like it was forever over that first, because she wasn't privied on the sale.
Correct.
Which I don't understand how you could ever sell somebody's music catalog without them being privied on the sale. So there had to be some initial contract that she signed when she first became an artist.
Right.
That basically gave the individuals inside of her, like her managers or this or that, must have given them
Ownership
to do a sale, which is crazy. Now, mind you, Taylor Swift has been famous since what? 14?
Yeah.
I
About
mean,
2013 to about
I was going to say, like it's
really like catapulted. Yeah.
right. Because I remember her when she was just a little cute little stick.
Right. When she was playing in a coffee shop.
Singing her country music.
Right. So, yeah, Swift's masters were initially sold to Scooter Braun back in 2019.
Right.
Okay, without her consent. And he sold them to this Shamrock Capital, which is actually Disney. And Disney owned the like her catalog. And for years, hence why we saw the Eras tour on Disney Plus when that happened. I'm sure that was all part of this deal too. Was that she would release the Eras tour exclusively on Disney Plus and then be able to get out there. So this is a very, very cool moment. They all worked together. It was an amicable moment between the Shamrock Capital people and
Garbage Day.
What?
Garbage
It's garbage day today. Perfect.
Yeah.
We missed
Oh, good
it.
thing I just got that garbage out because there were flies on it.
Yeah.
Did it go to the street?
No, I didn't
Shit.
know that it was garbage day.
We didn't either. All right. No, but you're right, Davey, because not only is this completely iconic, it gives her back almost her babies.
Yeah. All of them.
And it is all of them because if you talk, it's Taylor Swift, which was her original, Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, and Reputation. And then obviously what she has moving forward, she'll never let this happen again.
So Swiftyland, we know that she's been re-recording some of these albums over time, calling them Taylor's version.
Right.
We were all patiently waiting for Reputation TV, that's Taylor's version, but we're not going to be getting it. So that was a little bit of a bummer on Friday for me because that's like my favorite. But she went on the record saying like she hasn't even recorded a quarter of it yet, and she was going back through a lot of that catalog and was just like, it just doesn't fit the vibe. Like I don't think that Taylor said I don't think I can make it any better. I can perfect it any better.
I have to be honest.
Reputation's amazing album.
I'm a Swiftie. My husband, huge Swiftie.
Yes,
huge Swiftie. Some of those I wish she hadn't re-recorded. Because her voice is different because she's a grown-ass woman now, and some of these were recorded in her 20s. And so it sounded different.
But
Yeah,
I
it does.
kind
And
of
for
like that,
me-
though.
a little bit.
I see, for me, I was like, I like now, I feel better about listening to it because she's owns it again. But
Right.
what I'm saying is just as somebody who's like been listening to her from day one,
Yeah.
I liked the sound of her low voice.
So it sounds like we're going to get the debut album, Taylor's version. She likes the new kind of way that her voice sounds in this new. So we're probably going to get that, and we'll get some vault tracks, which means those are tracks that weren't released to the public for Reputation. So I mean, it's a win for everybody. So yes, you can go back and listen to the squeaky voice of her early years.
Squeaky voice.
And
It's always been beautiful, Taylor.
I mean, she was going through. I mean, that's fine. She's going through age.
Shed the pubes. Jesus.
Puberties.
Puberty. Puberty.
Hey,
Don't make it weird.
A place that celebrates weird, and it's amazing. We were just there for a bunch of hours yesterday, and they've got a big event coming up. Is Maracuya.
No? When your skin needs a refresh,
Or you just want to feel like your most confident self.
About Face Aesthetics is our go-to.
These skin queens on the beauty scene know exactly how to treat you right.
From facials and skincare to injectables and glow-ups, they've got the magic touch.
And they make you feel seen, heard, and radiant from the inside out.
Ready to put your best face forward?
Say hello to About Face. Book your glow up today at aboutface.guru.
Yeah, we got to turn and burn. All right. So this was a really heartwarming story. Oliver Widger, 29-year-old from Oregon, quits his job, sells everything he owns, and sails to Hawaii with his cat. By himself, taught himself to sail via the YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. So that's incredible. Facing a medical diagnosis that threatened paralysis, he decided to pursue his dream of sailing around the world. He even faced challenges like failed rudder that made it to Honolulu's Waikiki Yacht Club, greeted by cheering fans and Hawaii's governor. Wow,
yeah.
that's a special
So
moment.
this was really cool. So he's amassed a massive following on the TikTok. Apparently he was diagnosed with a syndrome that it didn't state. He didn't say what it was, but he could have total body paralysis.
Oh my gosh.
And he knew, I'll never be able to sail if I don't do it right now. So I found this story very heartwarming. But do you know, in this short period of time, and I'm talking a couple of months, I'm not talking he's been at this for years, 2.7 million followers on TikTok and
Wow.
Instagram. 2.7 million.
That's
People are
inspiring.
loving it.
I mean, it's a good story. I mean, definitely we can check more into that and get some follow-ups. But yeah.
Yeah, so he's been doing very well. He's also considering now sailing to French Polynesia.
Oh, keep
but
going.
his boat needs repairs after making it to Hawaii.
Oh, a little duct tape, no
Well,
big deal.
somebody will
Yeah.
help him.
What is
They'll
that?
put up a GoFundMe or something.
What is that infomercial where they're like, it can fix a boat,
Oh,
and
you
they
spray it?
and they
It's,
spray it, and then they show you the
what is
boats.
it?
Just get some of that, whatever
The
that
spray
is.
stuff.
That's hot.
Just get some of that. I don't know what it's called, but it fixed a boat on TV late night one time when I was
Yeah.
watching it.
Well, let's fix my vocabulary with the Gen Z report.
Well, Slay or Nay, Sunnies, here's what Gen Z's got to say because we're just trying to keep up. This is one I knew. I feel like Gen Z shouldn't get the
credit here.
credit for here, but the term is ghosted, meaning cut off communication without warning. We were talking, then he just ghosted me.
Wow, like every single dating app I've ever applied to. This is perfect.
Okay. Now, I will say that they use it mostly in a romantic connotation.
Yeah.
But friends can ghost.
Absolutely.
It's
Parents
weird.
can ghost.
Parents can ghost.
Everyone can ghost.
That's a weird dynamic.
Everybody.
Everybody
ghosts.
ghosts everybody else. All right, let's get into the expert fishing report. Guys, enjoy it. This is probably the last week.
Holy guacamole.
I'm not doing this anymore.
Oh, that's going to be
What?
a bummer.
I
People
don't like
love
it. Nobody likes it.
In
Nope.
comments right now.
No, I'm not doing it
You have
anymore.
a chance to save the fishing
No,
report.
you don't. You can petition. You can put up signs.
Put a
I'm
fish
not,
emoji in comments if
Yes.
you want it.
I'm not doing this
Come on, emoji.
stupid report anymore.
Oh, crying.
If you're dreaming of a serene offshore adventure, think again. Strong winds reaching over 20 miles per hour are dominating the forecast, making offshore fishing a delightful game of Will I Capsize today.
Yay!
Water temperatures are clinging to the high 50s, which is just peachy for the wahoo. High-speed trolling lures are the go-to because nothing says fun like dragging flashy metal through a choppy sea and vomiting off the side of your boat. That sounds delicious.
Fiber.
Muddy waters and elusive reds are still a thing. If you want to try and find the redfish, you got to go to murky water, which means brackish areas near the oyster beds. They only want live shrimp because they feel like they're worth it, and they're not. Black drum are also are coming into the area, and my son saw somebody catch a black drum yesterday, which he thought was pretty cool because he had never seen one.
Really?
Yeah, but they are also in brackish water. They do love the shrimps as well, but you can catch them on a topwater lure.
Are they black?
I think so. I think that's why they call them black drums.
Beautiful.
Live shrimp are still the MVP of most of the fish around here because they are bougie AF.
Yeah.
Local hotspots again. Anything under a bridge.
Beautiful.
Great for fishing. Great for Tinder.
Definitely.
So you can hit up Volano, Matanzas Inlet, the May Street Bridge.
Tropical.
You can get ambiance, you can get a date, and the scent of diesel.
I love it. Nothing smells like love like a little diesel. Hey,
Where
what did
are
the
you
fish say?
parking?
I know. Where are you parking? Like behind
Oh
a
my
truck.
God.
I mean, it's just a lot lizard life. All right. What did the fish say when it hit the wall? Damn. Dopey.
Well, speaking of fish, our viewers are putting fish emojis.
No, I don't care
They
what
are.
you want,
They're
people. You're
doing
not
it.
getting any more fishing reports out of me after next week.
You know what we can get? A lot of joy out of Old Town Trolley.
If you're looking for the best way to see St. Augustine,
And you want history with a side of hilarity.
hop on board Old Town Trolley.
It's our favorite way to explore the nation's oldest city without taking 10,000 steps.
You'll hear ghost stories, local legends, and fun facts you'll definitely repeat later.
Plus, you can hop on and hop off at all the best spots. Food, shopping, history.
Check, check, and check.
So grab your Sunnies and a sense of adventure.
And ride with Old Town Trolley today.
All right, now we've got the speed range of news articles. Here we go. There's this some dude that's getting a $40,000 payout.
Nope.
Nope, we're
Not a
doing that.
dude. No, it's not a dude.
Oh, a lady. Well, do that.
Pronouns.
Wait, what? Did someone get force choked over team building exercise gone wrong? What happened here?
Okay, Lorna Rook, an NHS blood and transplant employee, was awarded $40,000 in compensation after being compared to Darth Vader during a team building exercise.
See, Darth Vader, I thought was a dude. That's why.
I know, but that's why I think she was so mad.
Oh,
I think
okay.
the quiz described Darth Vader as very focused individual who brings the team together, but Rook found the comparison insulting and made her feel super unpopular at work. And so they took it to HR because she had such hurt feelings.
Oh,
She
my
should have
goodness.
dressed up like Darth Vader. It would have made it
She
so
coulda
much
leaned in the
funnier.
joke, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
to
then she'd be
me-
the hero of the day.
To me,
She's
that one
switching
is
on 'em.
weird because, come on, Darth Vader's cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the Dark Lord,
Mm-hmm.
but still, like, and she got awarded $40K.
Yeah.
Really?
Pretty amazing.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Very ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah,
Next.
HR nightmare turned big payout.
Wow.
All right, this is one of your ladies from your neck of the woods there, Davey.
Sure.
What
Real
did Gina
Housewives,
do?
Gina Kirschenheiter
Very good.
used her entire season salary to erase the lunch debt of over 15,000 New York students who are sending heartfelt letters and school staff. Everyone's really celebrating this one. But yeah, congratulations, Gina, for doing something nice.
This is a wonderful story, I have to say, because that school lunch debt racks up, and when they don't pay it, and your kid goes back to school, they will not feed your child.
What?
They will not. If your child has lunch debt and they try to go through the line, they
Yeah.
will turn them away.
One of Jim's friends,
So that sucks.
he's a veteran. He went to 3 different schools in St. Johns County, and he's like, I want to pay off all the lunch debt for these kids. Well, 2 middle schools in the county were like, well, you can't do that. So he went to a high school, Pedro Menendez, and they were like, you absolutely can.
Yeah, it's a
He
He
lie.
got
They
turned
absolutely
away
can.
from 2 middle schools.
They
That's
absolutely
crazy.
can do that.
Well, what you can do is have great expectations.
It's so important when you're going through a transition like that to communicate what is most important when you're looking for your new space. So for some people, it's the features of the home, but for a lot of people, it's so much more than that. It's the features of the neighbors or the community, or whether it's an HOA or a non-HOA. There's a lot of, moving parts to that type of transition.
All right, Davey, over the weekend, what happened?
Yeah, we lost a legend, a local legend. Loretta Swit passed away May 30th at the age of 87. She's known for her role as Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan on the show MASH. Did you ever watch MASH?
Yep,
it
we
was-
were a MASH family.
My dad was a big MASH fan.
Yeah.
So she served as a Grand Marshal of St. Augustine's Easter Parade in 2016 and deeply involved with an incredible organization called Ayla's Acres No-Kill Animal Rescue in town. They also have a thrift shop.
I've been in there. It's
Yeah.
adorable.
Amazing no-kill animal rescue. We'll talk to Fran when she gets in the studio. But yeah, shout out to Loretta Swit and her family. I mean, she was a local legend. She was always around at any fundraiser and just a light in our town.
Yeah. So, Davey, Dr. Erica Hamburger is on a mission to rescue our kids from the clutches of bad manners. all of my children will be signed up for this event.
Oh.
She's bringing back cotillion classes in St. Johns County, aiming to replace bro with pardon me and chicken nuggets with proper table etiquette.
Oh, I kind of like this. Pinky
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah.
someone's addressing the epidemic of elbows on the table syndrome.
As I move.
I know, me too. These classes, they even culminate in a formal ball at St. Johns County Club.
All right,
So,
so,
yeah.
the classes are for grades 2 through 12. The 5-week program enrollment closes. Oh no, it closed June 1st.
I will tell you, though, what's really cool about these kind of classes.
Is there a
'cause
wait
you
list?
do you remember? Yeah, there is a wait list. Do you know that? Remember the scene from Pretty Woman when she's counting the tongs and the fork?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the kids will know right away what ones to pick up.
Yeah. So hopefully, if what I would do is I would go to their website,
Yeah.
see if there's a waiting list, or see if somebody maybe dropped out. They are going to highlight the impact of digital overstimulation, social skills, real life interaction, which I can tell you from owning 3 teenagers, they have a hard time with that. They don't like to speak to anybody on the phone. They don't like to have face-to-face conversations, and they do a lot of the TikToking all day long.
Yeah. So this is a really cool one. So yeah, if you want to email them, they're definitely going to keep going with this program. So yeah, definitely get on that wait list. It's going to be awesome.
All right, so we're gonna end the show today on what is a insane true crime, local true crime story straight out of some weird, like, I don't even know what true crime podcast is maybe gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna do a 2020. I don't know.
This one is definitely worthy of some sort of attention like that. Yeah.
So, Kaylin Deller, a 31-year-old from Hastings, is accused of shooting her ex-boyfriend, Chad Mullen, using a horse to drag his body to a friend's SUV before burying him in a shallow grave.
Yeah. This is a hot mess in a hand roll.
Good grief.
She was allegedly shot near Deller's former house farm back in September 2024. Used a horse to drag the body to an SUV, then buried it in Federal Point. Wow,
If that's not premeditation, I don't know what
Well,
is.
there's
right?
also an accomplice. Tina Marie Lee Ellis assisted the transport of the body. Now, that's a friend.
Yeah.
I mean, who is like, oh, I just killed him,
Yeah.
but could I borrow a horse
Yeah, go ahead.
and
no.
maybe your SUV?
It sounds like, what was the Chicks, the Earl
Heathers.
Had to
Yeah,
Die
Dixie
song,
Chick-
right? Yeah.
It's just kind of like, I
Yeah.
feel like at some point the friend has to be like, I'm going to take a pass
Yeah.
on lending the horse
No, I'm
and
not
the
gonna.
car.
You're not gonna. I'm not gonna let you borrow
Good
that.
grief. I'm not going to jail for nobody. Mullen's body was found back in October.
Yeah.
Tied
remember
with
this.
cords and a lasso rope.
Ugh. This is first-degree murder, potential death penalty if convicted. This is crazy. We're going to have to stay on this story and
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Family and friends described Mullins as a positive individual who obviously did not deserve such a fate. To me, this is where I say this after watching every episode of 2020 or Dateline or ABC Investigates or whatever. Why not just leave?
Yeah.
Why you already he was the ex.
Yeah.
Like, go about your business. No need to involve a horse. That poor horse had no idea what
That
he was doing.
Poor horse.
An SUV. Now this Tina chick. It's a mess.
Yeah.
Hot mess. Don't murder. I feel like that has to be a tagline.
Yeah, just don't kill
Make
people.
friends, not
Didn't
murder.
I say that
Or if
before?
you're not getting along with somebody, just ghost them. That might
yeah.
be the better way.
Just
How about
be
that?
Gen Z and ghost.
Right.
Yeah.
Hardcore ghosting. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, guys, keep in contact with us. Make sure you text the word Sunny at 904-227-4422 so you can stay connected to all things on Sunny TV.
That's right. And you can find us on the socials. We didn't go anywhere. Name just changed an eensy bit. It is Sunny TV Network on both Instagram and Facebook now.
Facebook is just Sunny TV. Beautiful.
Sunny TV. And then the TikTok, we have petitioned
Yep.
for the Sunny TV network, but it is now sunny.saint.johns. You can go see that great TikTok where I get to be Judge Judy.
And big shout out to all those
Yes.
sponsors who made it possible to have these shows every single day. Who's on the top of that list?
We've got STA Labs, Bailey Group, Old Town Trolley, About Face, Zone Cheer.
Yes, and Great Expectations, Realty and Auction, Flashes and Brilliance, Spice and Tea Exchange, Epic Behavioral Healthcare, and Emma Concert Associations.
That's right. You guys can see us later today for some afternoon delight. And don't forget, we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.
Bye, Sunnies.